I have to turn this off. I'm so sorry. I can't look at myself. Okay.
I can't look at myself either. I'm glad that we're both there. I
Yeah.
mean, well, I just will look at myself the entire time.
I'm sorry. I'm a modern day narcissist. Narcissist is what I meant.
Narcissa?
No. Ooh, there it is.
Narcissa?
Duotone tear.
Narcissus.
Questionable husband. Decent mother.
Yeah.
Welcome to Canonically Good Hang. I'm Madie.
And I am Ren.
And we're back to talk this week about
something that has been consuming our souls.
And our Instagram feeds. Yeah.
It's mostly just this.
And this is really in no way to like purge that from my brain.
It's actually to try to feed the fire.
Yeah, actually. I would like it to I would like to be more hyper focused.
Yeah. Drum roll, please. K-pop Demon Hunters.
But before we get to the good stuff, we have to do the housekeeping first.
Housekeeping.
Knock, knock. That was so cute.
We didn't even practice that. That was amazing.
We didn't even practice. Okay. First order of business.
Our co-stars?
Our co-stars.
Our co-stars.
We could always, absolutely. Okay.
We can change the order.
I think that's fun. It's the same three things, but you never know which order you're going to get it in.
Honestly, because I forget all the time.
All right.
Ooh, do I want to scream into the void? No, thank you.
I tried that. And...
Ooh, should I become a health goth? I didn't know that was a question you could ask.
Is that just somebody who wears black lipstick while they eat lettuce?
It depends on if you milk the lettuce first. I'm sorry, that was a bad bit.
No, I'm thinking no. I'm thinking about how you would milk lettuce.
Well, it's just like the
and
same
all I can
way
hear is
that...
the crunch.
I know. How do you think they milk almonds?
Crunch.
Well, you soak it in a lot of water.
And then you crunch.
I guess.
And that's how you milk.
That's how you do it.
You know what? If this gets 5,000 downloads, I'll milk lettuce. So send to your friends, get them to download. And if that's the case, I'll milk lettuce.
We'll start a series. Will it milk?
I'm into this. I love this.
You would be. Anyway, our co-stars. Madie, do you want to go first?
I would love to. Okay, mine says, love is not about seeing someone's faults. It's about accepting them. I am supposed to, as it says, you've been painting over cracks in relationships, hoping nobody notices. Excuse you, I'm a terrible painter. You know that's what I wish I could do. The portrait you've created isn't real. True connection happens when you put down the brush, step back, and love what's actually there. Here's what I'm supposed to do today.
Okay.
Date night, dirty jokes, and total darkness.
You're so good at all of those. It's very
definitely one of them. I'll let you guess which one.
Oh, dirty jokes?
Damn. Got it right on the first try.
I wanted to say total darkness, but...
No.
No.
I'm really not.
No. You're a ball of sunshine. But you got to channel your Batman.
I got to channel my inner health goth.
Health goth.
I got to eat lettuce in the dark. But what I'm not supposed to today, I'm not supposed to kiss and tell, have a one-track mind, or obsess, which goes against the premises of this episode, at least in two parts. So,
yeah, I'm gonna say lame.
Yeah, I agree. So the gays at CoStar who are running this account, I'm gonna ask you to change.
Come on, get on it. Okay, mine is make procrastinating part of your process.
Lucky for you, it's already there.
It's already there. I can't avoid it. Oh man. Okay, so mine says those breaks you've been feeling guilty about, they're when you're I'm going to start again because that was hard. Those breaks you've been feeling guilty about, they're when your best thinking happens. Stop fighting the rhythm of your mind. The work gets done not despite your wandering attention, but because of it.
Oh my goodness, this is a pro ADHD account. It's going to have to be.
Yeah, they're trying to woo me, I think.
And I'm getting over self-loathing. So. Okay, your do's and don'ts.
Do rigor, collecting.
That feels...
Checklist.
Question, can you be rigorous in... Can you be rigorous in procrastination? That feels inherently loosey-goosey.
I feel like I've been doing it this entire time. So
you know what? Okay.
Don't do pretension. Damn it. That's my favorite thing.
You're very good at that.
I'm very good at that. Typos or high horses.
Ooh.
So good at all of those.
You're going to have to ride on your mini horse instead. Switch it out. You're going to have to talk to your stable hand about this.
I'm going to be at eye level with everyone.
God,
my horse is so
Here's the
tiny.
thing. I need the high horse to be on eye level with everyone, but alas, here we are.
Here we are.
Oh.
All right. Okay, what's our next order of business?
Can you tell me what Taylor Swift song you've been listening to a lot this week? Duh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's August. I've been listening to a lot of August. Actually, I mean, yes, that song, but I feel like because it's August right now that like I'm not going to count it for myself. You can count it if you want
No,
to.
no.
But on Folklore, I've been really vibing with I'm gonna remember what it is. It talks about, it's like, keep your something. It's
do you want me to give you the title?
hang
A
on.
hint.
Loading.
Modem sound.
Epiphany. It is Epiphany. I got there.
In post, can you see how long that was? I'm really curious.
Yeah, I'm gonna see.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's such a great song, though. It really is. Like,
I love it.
Again, I think proof that Taylor Swift is not always writing about romance, which I'd like to go on record once again to say I don't think that would be a bad thing if she did.
I don't think it would
but
either.
Proof to the haters that she's not doing that.
Before you say yours,
I
wanted to say, kind of touch back on something that I talked about in our Black Parade episode.
Ooh, call that.
That I was talking about, how I generally like know all of the words to something and how it goes, and I don't always know what it means, but I'll like sing along and know all of the words. And it reminded me of the fact that I'm a kinesthetic learner, and the way that I'm like listening to these songs is I'm feeling how the words like feel in my mouth rather than what they mean. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So now that I've been listening to Epiphany over and over, I'm like actually like listening to what the words mean, and I'm like, whoa, I've never thought about this song. I've never done a close reading of this song, and it's really cool.
Here's the thing, because when you mentioned that you had been listening to Epiphany a couple of days ago, I'm also on a Folklore grind. We'll get to that in a moment, but I listened to it like right after we had that conversation, and for the first time, I think the kind of echoing ethereal sound of the song sounded like what happens when you get like hit really hard. You know how you're like, it goes echoey inside your head. And so I was thinking about that, because I personally am like a lyrics first person, will later have like the emotion or the feeling of it in my mouth hit me, at a later date. So I don't know. You had me thinking about the song in a different way too, which I thought was interesting.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
Okay, what's your
mine?
Taylor Swift song?
I think this is like unsurprising, but Invisible String. I think it's it might be my all-time favorite Taylor Swift song. That's like a big thing to say. So I'm gonna say, that's why I said maybe. But it is definitely up there. It's my favorite one on the album. People have legitimately been like, if this is your favorite song, why? I think that's crazy, because it's a beautiful song. And I also was lucky enough to see it on the Eras tour when it was still part of the set list.
I'm really proud of you.
Yeah, so am I. Yeah. Okay. Now, our last item of business is a fun fact.
Oh, good, because I totally forgot what that last item of business was.
Wonderful. Do you have a fun fact to share with us?
Nope.
Okay. Do you want me to go first?
Yep.
Well, you think about a fun fact?
I'm gonna think about one.
Okay. So I'm thinking about this simply because I have a box from the grocery store that held bananas in it in my apartment that I can see. And I'm going to tell you a little something about bananas.
Tell me.
So have you ever had like a banana flavored candy, like
Yes.
a Laffy Taffy, and it like tastes weird? You're like,
Yeah.
this isn't reminiscent of banana in any way. Yeah. Well, it turns out that the compound that they use for the extract is based off a like DNA sequence from a banana that no longer exists. Yeah, I think you knew this already, but perhaps listeners did not.
Did.
I like that you pretended. It was nice. He's an actor. You should hire him. Yeah, so anytime we're like, this doesn't taste like a banana, that's both true and untrue.
Yeah.
Real Schrodinger's banana in this sense.
Because apparently bananas don't exist anymore. Like they're all plantains, and these are genetically like bred to be sweet,
close to bananas,
but like bananas don't exist anymore. Which supposedly, allegedly.
Hey, how about you want that to be your fun fact?
Oh my God! Tag team me a fun fact.
Banana thing. Oh, that was crispy. I like that. That was kind of crispy. Yeah. Also, have you ever? I don't know if this is actually true, because anything can be doctored these days. But like years ago, I saw a picture on the internet of what a banana looked like that hadn't been bred, or in this case, I guess a sweet plantain that hadn't been bred to have the seeds get smaller and like inside the kind of core, and it like haunts me to this day, because they looked like tiny boba balls, like under the skin of a banana.
Yeah, that sounds
like horribly creepy. And again, I have no idea if that's real, but like I think about it sometimes when I'm trying to go to sleep. And I was like, would love it if that didn't come up again. My sleep paralysis demon isn't a demon. It's a banana with big boba seeds. Which
get you a banana who can do both.
I'll taste like a banana and also have too many seeds. God, what I wouldn't give. And haunt your dreams.
Yeah.
Stand menacingly in a corner of a dark room and tell you that you're never going to reach your full potential.
I've always wanted a banana who could do that.
I clocked that about you.
Okay, shall we get into our meat of our podcast?
Can we please?
Yes, please.
I would love some protein.
Okay. So we're talking about K-pop Demon Hunters. So
a viral sensation.
A viral sensation. It is kind of taking over. And also, it is kind of a dark horse, you know?
Yes.
Okay, one, it's an animated movie. And animated movies like hardly ever really do well. Every once in a while you have one that like rises above and everyone and it really gets marketed as not a kid's film.
Yes.
Which I think is stupid because I think animation as an art form is valid and should be its own category rather than or should not be its own category. Sorry, because it already is its own category, but it should be divided up into the genres as well, just like how live action films are.
Yes.
Anyway, so it was a dark horse. I had several people telling me to watch it, and I was like, this title is kind of stupid. And it sounds like a TV show.
Yes.
And I don't think I'm going to be into that because I have a hard time with long-form media.
He's not a TV guy.
I've tried a couple times.
Long con. It's okay. We'll get there eventually. It's just taking longer than I thought. Because upset that this long con is taking a long time.
Slow burn.
Yeah. I think another really cool thing about this is that it didn't come from like one of the two major animation houses, right?
No,
like
it's kind of Disney,
American, I would say. Disney and DreamWorks, right?
This came,
sorry, go ahead.
I'm going to shut up and let you talk.
Oh, no.
You say it. You say
it came from Sony, correct?
Yes, it did.
Which, again, I was like, Sony has produced some really incredible animated films, most notably in the past few years, both of the Spider-Man films featuring Miles Morales. But like, yeah, it's not.
Oh my God, they're amazing.
It's not like an animation studio that you think of, at least for me, automatically even as someone who really loves animated films, that I was like, oh, I really want to go to Sony to see an animated film, which is ridiculous because they have a proven track record. So I think going forward, that will no longer be the case.
I agree. And also, like, I've seen a lot of internet discourse talking about why K-pop Demon Hunters in particular, but also in the last couple years, Sony has become such a powerhouse in the animation department. And it's because they don't really have a style. Every project is its own thing.
Which
so far. And and I like you think about K-pop Demon Hunters.
Yeah.
First off, it is a 3D animated film, but they use a lot of techniques from
2D
animation and 2D anime, particularly where things are so exaggerated, and you see these like two-dimensional features on top of their three-dimensional faces,
which I love. It's like it's the 3D and then the flat. It feels. I don't know. It's so clever.
It is so clever, and the way that they stretch the bodies and then they contract the bodies to make it look a lot cooler.
They're using animation for what it can do that like live action film cannot, which I think is what makes it sing, right?
Yeah.
Because if we're gonna consider animation as a
medium?
As a medium, then we have to acknowledge what it can and can't do compared to the others, right? And I think that's the thing that we're seeing oftentimes in these live action remakes of animated films is that you lose some of the magic that comes from what animation can do. Like, for example, in the live action remakes of The Lion King, which I have not seen, but like from the commentary about it, I was like, oh, all of these lions look the same and their facial expressions also look the same. And I was like, yes, because you can't make a lion like push its eyebrows to the side and roll its eyes in a live action the way that you could when you were hand drawing this.
Exactly.
Also, you can't make the lions hot, which is also important to me. So I don't know. I think Sony is respecting the medium for what it can do. And I think it's also what made Disney animation so great during the Renaissance, and that they were making a distinct style based on the story that they were telling.
Yes.
And they're really no longer doing that. And Sony is. So I
don't know. I'm really looking forward to the future of Sony animation.
Yeah.
I'm really hopeful that the other studios take a hint and go back to their roots.
Yes.
Well, I guess When I say roots, I'm thinking about the 90s animation because that's what I grew up watching.
And also just taking risks, I think.
I think
too,
that's
right?
the biggest thing that I'm hoping for. I'm wanting stylistic risks, and I'm wanting everything to be focused on the storytelling.
Yes, absolutely. So speaking of story, can you give us a summary of K-pop Demon Hunters?
All right. So K-pop Demon Hunters, the title it sounds so silly. And here's the thing, it kind of is, but then you're introduced to this mega, like, superstar K-pop girl group comprised of 3 members, Rumi, Mira, and Zoe. And they are charged with the task of defeating demons secretly. So they're supposed to be pop stars by day, and also, I guess, by night, and then demon slayers by night.
And also sometimes by day.
So apparently, like, somehow their voices are blessed with the ability to defeat demons. And then they also have weapons because that's cool. Anyway, so the demons are all like, oh no, what are we going to do? Because these girls are about to, like, seal the Honmun for good, which is this magical net that has been created over between the human world and the demon world. And they're about to seal it off for good. And then the demons won't be able to get to the human souls and to be able to
how are they going to eat lunch, dinner, breakfast, snacks in general? They feed off human souls.
Yeah. So one of the demons goes up to their master and is like, hey, I've got this brilliant idea. We're going to create a demon boy band and we're going to steal the fans. And then this K-pop girl group called Huntrix, they won't be able to power the Honmun. And then we'll be able to have all the souls that we can eat.
That net is going to fall apart.
And then they do, and it works. And now Huntrix has to figure out how to combat this new challenge
of regaining their fans because they've lost their status in the music world, and also defeat the demons at the same time. Because previously it's like they were riding high music-wise.
Exactly.
And which made the demon slaying easy because, you know, they didn't have to fight it on 2 fronts.
Yeah. Okay, from here forward, spoilers.
Yes.
Because we're just going to talk about it because it's been out. Go watch it on Netflix.
Yeah, several times.
Go watch
ideally.
it. We have to talk about the whole thing because we're obsessed.
Oh, it's just so
good. Okay, so here's the thing. Okay, did you click away or like pause it if you didn't want spoilers?
You're back. You're back now. You've watched the movie.
Exactly.
Wonderful. Okay.
Okay, perfect. So
good,
there's a twist. The twist is that Rumi is part demon. Her father was a demon, and her co-stars, they don't know. She's keeping it a secret. So
she is fighting her own kind and thinking that eventually once they do defeat these demons that she will be able to relinquish that demon part of herself forever.
Yeah. Oh, I also forgot to mention a detail. All the demons have these like marks on them and
make them easy to identify.
Exactly. Like the demons can hide them.
Yeah.
But eventually the marks show.
Yes.
If they like
use their powers or like really I think anytime they lose control of their emotions or their like grip on their imitated human form.
Exactly. Yeah. And then their demon marks show. So Rumi has demon marks, but she can't control them the way that like full demons can.
Yeah.
They're always there. So she's covering them up.
And they've been growing across her body to make it more difficult to hide ever since she was a child.
Exactly.
And she's been told too by her mentor, who was part of in the history of the girl groups, Huntrix is not the first time that a trio of singing women have tried to like strengthen the Honmun, strengthen the net. It happens every generation. And Rumi's mother was part of the previous generation of singers. Rumi's mother has since passed on. And so her mentor, who is like essentially kind of like an aunt figure, I would say, stand-in mother figure, has been telling her ever since she was a child to hide these marks.
Yeah. So they have a really good performance and Rumi's like, okay, we're going to push up our next big hit single release, Golden, and we're going to do a live performance and we're going to seal the Honmun, and then I'm going to be free of the demon marks.
Because it's getting so close that the demon marks are affecting her voice now.
Exactly.
So as fast as they can do it, they've got to.
But right before she's supposed to go on stage, she realizes she can't sing anymore. And she panics and goes to the mirror and unzips her quarter zip and is like, oh my gosh. The mark has spread to my throat. I can't sing.
What are we going to do?
What am I going to do? Yeah. And then they have to cancel the performance and it's all a big to-do. And it's like, okay, don't worry, our manager will fix it. And the manager is kind of panicking, but like,
Yeah.
he's like the best character. He's so fun.
God, if Bobby has 0 fans, I'm dead.
Yeah. Anyway, so I just kind of want to talk about how hiding things really affects you.
Yeah.
You know?
I think it's interesting because I feel like that's a common theme. I think especially while this isn't like a children's movie, I think is something that I've like a lot of kids that I know are also really enjoying it, as well as the adults that I know. And so I think like accepting yourself, loving yourself for who you are is like a really popular motif. But like, I don't know, I feel like this explores it like in a new way. So yeah. Can you, I don't know, tell me a little bit about why this resonated with you.
I don't know. I mean, I resonated with it a lot
Yeah, so
because for a lot of my life I've hidden things, big emotions a lot.
Yeah.
And just tried to keep them all under wraps, and then eventually they end up exploding. And I think that is something that is definitely happening here with Rumi.
Yeah.
And then as we go on in the story, you find out the leader of the boy group, Jinu, he ends up kind of not really romancing. He's like manipulated. I'm doing a bad job. I don't know what
Let's
to
see.
say.
How
what
would
did we
describe
say?
This? So the leader of the boy band, whose idea it was to form a demon boy band in an effort to stop Huntrix from stealing the Honmoon, Jinu.
Yeah.
He starts out trying to really like disquiet or unsettle Rumi. But he finds out pretty early in the film, like during their first actual fight, that she is part demon.
Yeah, he did not know that.
No, and he immediately goes to protect her. Like she gets a gash in her sleeve that shows these patterns. He ties it up in the middle of the fight, so the girls can finish fighting him and his friends, but the other 2 girls in Huntrix, Zoe and Mira, won't know. And I think that indicates there's this throughout the rest of the film where there was supposedly supposed to be like an antagonistic relationship is now like I don't know if I would like classify this as enemies to lovers. Maybe
I don't know if I would.
I don't know, but goes on to have this relationship where both of them are examining things that they've been trying to hide, repress, or like not acknowledge. Jinu in particular, while Rumi is wanting to get rid of the patterns on her skin, the reason that Jinu has decided to do this is because the like leader of the demon horde, Guima, is promising to remove Jinu's memories of why he became a demon in the first place.
Yeah. Spoiler alert, it's because he abandoned his family.
Made a bargain with Guima to...
He basically sold his soul to have a better life and get out of poverty.
And left his family, specifically his mother and younger sister, behind to do so.
Yes.
So yeah, it's like, the movie is really about an exploration of them, and I think the other characters too, about trying to escape a past or a part of who you are.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Okay, let's talk about a couple reasons why we like this movie.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, first off, the 3 girls, they have weapons and they fight. And I think that that's really cool.
Yes.
And second off, the songs are so good.
The music, the soundtrack hits so hard.
Oh my gosh.
The fact that these songs have like beaten out real K-pop bands,
I know,
is so cool.
Yeah.
And also I think just goes to show that like people are out there like doing real cool creative stuff. Like with the expectation that like not a lot of people are gonna hear it necessarily, because again, it's not that like nobody expected that this movie would do well. I don't think anybody expected that this movie would like skyrocket the way it has.
No, I don't think so.
So to have the kind of creative energy to create such fun music for like a fake a fake band, I just think is really cool, because you could have phoned that in, you could have half-assed that, but they didn't.
And they didn't.
It's
and
really
you
good.
know what? I'm very grateful for that.
And I feel like it's a perfect, like it fits the style of K-pop. Like it's not, it knows what it is and does it well. I think it's so
all
great.
of the songs really are very narrative driven. So while they're like pop songs, throughout the song it drives the story forward.
Yes, so
which is something I really appreciate in music.
Yes, yeah,
for sure.
And I think especially because like I'm like in context of musicals, I will always prefer a song in a musical that drives the plot forward versus one that was like, here, I'm going to sing about my feelings.
I will,
you know,
I will too.
And so, which don't get me wrong, love it when you sing about your feelings in general, but like, I don't know. I like well, let's keep this going. How much plot can we get in 2.5 hours?
Yeah. Okay, another thing that I really liked is that every single musical number felt like a music video, And I'm a big fan of music videos. Like, it felt heightened. It felt like there was plot. Well, we already talked about plot in the songs.
But it's stylized.
Yes.
Like each individual song is stylized to match the narrative arc, and also like the style of the song, right? Because they're all like K-pop inspired, but there's lots of differences within the genre. Yeah.
Okay, what's another thing that you like about it?
So I feel like we haven't talked about my favorite character yet.
We haven't really. Okay, so she's a part of the trio.
My favorite character is Zoe.
Mm-hmm.
Zoe is the lyricist and rapper for Huntrix, which I guess, I don't know how much people know about K-pop groups, but generally in K-pop groups, there are 3 key factions. Roles.
Factions.
And there are the dancers, there are the singers, and then there are the rappers. And so for this particular trio, Zoe fills the rapper role, and she also writes all the lyrics for their songs. And as soon as Zoe came on the screen, I was like, I like her. And then as the movie went on, I was like, oh, I am her. Zoe is, I think, the most bubbly, the most energetic, and also, I don't know, she's not like the baby of the group, but
no, she isn't.
Is, I think, inherently like sweet and optimistic. Yeah.
Or maybe not innocent, but sweet and optimistic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Zoe's arc, obviously not at the forefront because this is like mostly Mira's story, or not Maury's, mostly Rumi's story.
Yeah.
But Zoe's arc is about feeling like she is both too much and not enough. In Zoe's case, she was a Korean girl raised in America, so she's torn between 2 cultures. Her parents divorced, and so she's also kind of like split between 2 households. And as somebody who has been told their whole life that they are like both too much and not enough, I don't know. Like when that was said out loud, I started crying. I felt very seen. And I liked how also Mira as well. All of these 3 girls together were very well fleshed out. And I also just love seeing how they took care of each other. I'm a big fan of seeing relationships between women in films that are realistic and healthy, ways that show how, you know, we're not all like petty or catty or trying to one up one another. Like the girls legitimately care about each other. They have communication issues, which they explore in the film, but like to see a group of girls who love each other so much was just, I don't know, it's always a treat for me.
Yeah. So then they're willing to talk about their differences because they do have a big disagreement.
Yeah.
And that then they're willing to work through.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And I also love how each of the characters, and I think this is a message throughout the whole film, that everything that the characters saw was like could be a weakness or a flaw became something that they got to love about themselves.
Yeah.
But what I also thought was really beautiful is that it also turned out that like at the end of the film they realized that the people around them were already loving those parts of themselves.
Yeah.
So none of the girls are depicted as like better or more interesting than one another. Like they all have flaws and interests and abilities, and they just like work really well together. So these differences were powerful and interesting, and I don't know, I just love the girls, and I love Zoe in particular.
I know, they're great. I mean, my favorite character is Rumi.
Yes.
I love Rumi. She's got this really long purple braid.
Mm-hmm.
I love a braid. I love purple hair. And she sings really high, and I also love that. And also she's the one who's like struggling, trying to hide things and trying to fix things and trying so hard with all her might to fix herself, fix the world.
Mm-hmm.
And then at the towards the end of this film, she realizes, or maybe it's like forced upon her to realize that she can't do that and she can't hide anymore and she can't do it all by herself.
Yeah.
And she needs the support from others.
Yeah.
And that really resonated with me.
Yeah.
And eventually she has to let people see her for who she is and stop hiding.
Yeah.
She's very Elsa coded, honestly.
She really
like,
is.
From Frozen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
And immediately after I watched it, I was like, wow, that was like almost another Let It Go. But I liked how the story was written a lot better in this.
That's our hot take on Frozen. Which
That's my
honestly,
hot take.
we should probably do an episode.
We should probably do that. Yeah.
Can I ask your opinion on a theory that I heard about?
Yeah,
in regards to this film.
Yeah.
So, they, as we've talked about, the Honmoon, this net that's keeping the demons away from the humans, has to be kind of renewed every generation. And the goal with Huntrix is that they will seal it forever.
Yeah.
And interestingly, there was a theory that I saw on Tumblr that was like, actually, that was kind of always going to be an impossible goal. That part of the message of this film is that this kind of work has to be done together with other people and has to be done continuously.
Yeah.
I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I think my first thought is that it took almost 400 years to get to the point where it was even a possibility for the Honmun to be sealed for good.
Yeah.
Because the first group that we're introduced to is like in feudal times Korea. And then this is modern day Korea. And it's only at this point where the fan base is worldwide that they even have a chance. And so I think there's something to be said that this is a project that is bigger than just 3 people.
Right.
And it really involves their fans and it involves like everybody. And the only way that they can create the Honmun is by utilizing the like soul power of their fans.
Yeah.
Like their music inspires their fans, and the fans and them together create this barrier. And so I think that's my I guess maybe all my thoughts on that.
Yeah. I don't know. I thought it was nice to think that like Rumi, of course, like thought she had to do it, had to fix this by herself, which wasn't true. And also like Huntrix thought they had to fix it by themselves and do it for everyone for the rest of time. And realizing like, actually, that's not their job. So,
I mean, it is told to them that it is their job.
Right. But they come to the realization that, that was a big ask.
Yeah. Okay. We haven't really talked about the boy group.
I think that's something
that is a
do.
crime. Okay. The boy group is called the Saja Boys. And they are very handsome.
5 of them.
5 of them. The leader is Jinu. And then I don't know if we have to name all the others. But,
I'll name them.
You can name them.
Mystery, Romance, Abby, and Baby.
Okay, who's your bias?
Mystery, duh.
Yeah, duh.
Bias wrecker?
Bias wrecker? Wait, are you asking me?
Yeah, what's your bias wrecker?
Probably Romance.
Okay.
But my bias, I think, is Jinu.
Oh,
because,
of course it is.
Duh.
Absolutely. I get it.
Yeah.
I get it for you.
Yeah. So they're all conventionally like and actually hyper attractive.
Can I actually tell you about another theory that I saw in regards to the boys in particular?
Oh, I think I've heard this one.
Okay,
We'll find out if it's the one that I'm thinking about.
Yeah, that so like the girls on like the Huntrix side kind of talk about all these different kinds of insecurities and means of kind of feeling different or ostracized. The Saja Boys are kind of representations of the dark side of the K-pop industry.
Yeah.
And so Romance is indicative of the way that fans are encouraged to fall in love with the idols. They're often not allowed by their labels to show real relationships that they're in because it kind of ruins the mystery. Mystery is there's a way that they have to kind of be separate from fans. They have to have this aura of, they're like kind of unknowable. They're almost godlike. Abby, who is known for his 6-pack washboard abs, idols are expected to be incredibly fit, very attractive, to the point where like there are only certain kinds of body types really allowed, and a lot of them undergo plastic surgery and other kind of body modifications in order to fit that mold. And then Baby, because oftentimes they're infantilized, so they'll be talked as if they're their children, their babies, by the fans. So, which I thought was kind of interesting.
Okay, I hadn't heard that one.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Yeah,
I mean, yeah. Mine was just that there's like a picture in the Rumi goes to a doctor in the show to try to fix her voice.
Yeah.
And there's this wall of all these K-pop groups that this doctor has helped, but he has just pasted a sticker of himself on and it like falls off.
On these like photos of the band.
Yeah, exactly. And so the conspiracy theory I had heard was that the Saja Boys were one of these bands that had died or something.
Ooh, that's kind of.
Oh, had you not heard that one before?
I hadn't heard that one before.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, I don't know that I agree with that one,
but it's fun to think about.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah,
that is fun to think about.
So what do you like about the Saja Boys? I mean, obviously we know that they're pretty. We love their music,
pretty,
but
their
I guess,
music is fun.
From a narrative perspective,
I think narratively, I really like that they're kind of put up as foils to the girls. Like Rumi, her foil is Jinu. Mira's foils are Abby and Romance. And then
Baby is just like rogue and
he kind of is.
And
then Zoe's foil is
Mystery.
Mystery and also Abby because they both really like abs.
That one's over.
Because he's
Look at
hot. Yeah, that's the line. Yeah. Okay. There's something I do really want to talk about because I thought it was very interesting, the portrayal of the different races, i.e. the humans versus the demons.
Yeah.
It felt really interesting to me how the demons were portrayed as a species who is only just trying to exist.
Yeah.
You know, it didn't feel like they were the bad guys in the way that they talked about them. And then every once in a while you'd hear like a newscast in the human world about how people were disappearing all over the place. And then you'd be reminded like, oh, wait, this is a bad thing. But I found it really interesting because they weren't portraying the demons as bad. They were portraying the demons as going after their own self-interest.
Yes.
And the humans going after their own self-interest. And it kind of felt like a balance of nature sort of a thing.
Yes.
In that the predator isn't bad and the prey isn't good. They're both trying to fight for their own survival.
Yeah.
Really? And I don't have many other thoughts besides that. I just found that really interesting.
I think to go off of that, I mean, the real villain is Guima, right? The leader of the demon race. But it's, to me, the reason that he is the antagonist is not because he's like necessarily stealing souls, although, I mean, that's bad. We're like sad that all these people are disappearing. It's because he is manipulative and tricking people into making deals with him that are against their own moral judgment in like times of crisis. He's seen as someone who is evil simply because he like enjoys hurting other people and causing them deep emotional pain, as opposed to just because he's hungry for souls, you know, which I think allows us to be, what's the right word? Allows us to like feel for Genu, allows us to like redeem him a little bit, even though what he did was really awful. We see that he was also tricked by an entity who was seeking to bring him pain and offered him something that he needed, which was security, at which he chose to take, you know, at the expense of his family.
And then also during this film, he spends the entire film manipulating Rumi to figure out her weakness so that he can exploit her.
That's the real villain arc, is that like how they know like when like, oh, the part that I felt like, oh, this is truly evil is when Guima specifically is making everybody who has kind of fallen under the Saja Boy's spell hear their worst innermost thoughts. Yeah. It's the mean voice in the back of your head that tells you horrible things that aren't true, that your therapist was always like, please stop listening to that voice. And I was like, but it's very loud. That's the scariest part of the film to me. And
it
also,
is. And it puts everybody into a trance. And then they're all lured to this final Saja Boy concert where Guima is going to eat their souls.
And that specifically is what Huntrix has to break. Yeah. It's not necessarily because the demons can, I think, I don't know, can they survive without eating souls? It
kind of seems like it's
uncomfortable, but they can live. I mean, like they're hungry.
The world building is a little bit
shaky.
Yeah, and unclear.
Yeah, but that's the final triumph. Yeah, that's the final triumph, is getting this evil voice that tells you all these horrible, untrue things about yourself and how people feel about you out of your head.
And can you tell us how they do that?
Yeah. So Rumi fully accepts herself, right?
Yeah.
She acknowledges that she is part demon, part human. She, in a really smart choice of like character design, changes what she's wearing so that you can see her patterns, which you haven't this entire movie. She's been very, very intentional about the clothing that she wears. And when she starts singing, acknowledging that I know who I am going to acknowledge that this is a part of who I am, that starts breaking the trance, and specifically starts on Mira and Zoe first.
The two people who are closest to her and who know her.
And who have also been hearing kind of really horrible things inside their head about themselves.
Yeah.
The voice goes away for them first, and then they join all together.
And you also see this kind of blue light in their hearts start to glow.
Yeah. It's this, I think, acknowledgement of, I don't want to say true self, because I think, if anything, this movie says that all of us is like every part of me, both the bad and the good, is a part of who I am.
I really like that. Yeah.
So yeah, I won't say true self, but maybe this like core self.
Yeah. And maybe also hope and just light.
Yeah. Becomes the thing that stops the demon. It's this almost like elevated version of the honeymoon net, right? It wasn't just a love for the music. It wasn't just a love for the band. It was a love for themselves and love for each other that did it. Which, I mean, I think at its core, that's what fandom is I love this thing because it shows me a part of myself and connects me to other people, right?
Yeah.
But this song in particular at the finale of the film, I think really like puts that on full display.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's a good segue, I guess, into something that I think this film focuses on a lot is the fans.
Yes.
And fandom particularly. And I don't know, what have some of your most exciting, most fun fandom parts of your life been?
Yeah. Fandom has really defined like my whole life.
Yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna like mute this. So, okay. So fandom, has really defined my whole life. And oftentimes when I felt like I didn't have a place because I didn't have like close friends or I was feeling ostracized from like my family or my community, which I think is something that we all go through, fandom was there as a way to kind of like catch me. So Harry Potter, I think for like just our generation in general was like a real thing. You and I have talked about this, how it's been like an emotional boon in a lot of ways that it wasn't for other kids our age. So, I mean, that's despite J.K. Rowling being a TERF. God, I hate that. Harry Potter is always like going to have this really particular special place in my heart. Doctor Who, though, was also, I think, as an adult, I say an adult, like as an 18-year-old, one of the things that really gave me like light and purpose in a time that was really difficult for me. I moved out of my parents' house when I was 17, was on my own, and I found Doctor Who like right around after I turned 18. And so when I moved into a new apartment a couple of months later, didn't really have a lot of friends. Doctor Who was like the thing that I would use to feel connected. It would take me on adventures. It would like tell me that I was important. And eventually became a way that like when I got on like Tumblr and Twitter, it was a way that I connected with other people. It's because they also loved this thing. And it was like an easy way to form friendships. So yeah, Doctor Who was really important to me. I don't know. What about you? I know Harry Potter.
I mean,
of course.
Harry Potter, of course, was the biggest, has been the biggest thing for me.
Yeah.
And I find that it's easy to talk about, and easy to connect with other people around.
It's such a real
and I think that
touch point.
Yeah, it really is. And most people know what it is.
Yeah.
And while I know the books a lot better than I know the movies because I got mad that the movies weren't book accurate. Completely. I still, even people who know the movies, like it creates a community, and I really think that that's beautiful. And also like the Percy Jackson books, the online discourse around that is fun. It's so fun, and it immediately, when you find another fan, it immediately tells you something about them, and you immediately have a shared interest, and then you can connect and you can talk about things, and even like finding other people who, one of my favorite bands is Waterparks. And not very many people know about them. When I find other people who do, I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah.
You know this band? Anyway, shout out Waterparks. I hope that they get bigger because I think that they deserve it because I really like the band.
I also think it's like, speaking like of Waterparks specifically, like it's also a great way to like deepen friendships or like explore new opportunities with people that you already know, because I listened to Waterparks because you liked them.
Yes.
And like you listened to Taylor Swift because I like Taylor Swift.
Oh, that's another fandom that we're both a part of.
Deep in that one.
Swiftie fandom.
And I don't know, I think honestly when I think back about like the beginning of our friendship, it was very much like fandom based. It was because
it was.
You and I resonated like with Harry Potter on this like what we feel is like different than everyone else level. But also like you had seen Studio Ghibli movies that were less popular and we're like, oh, that's really cool. So we could talk about things like that. And so it's an easy connecting point. It's a way of like sharing a part of yourself with someone else that is still vulnerable, but maybe like an easier segue into sharing something about yourself without having to, I don't know. It's just
because if somebody doesn't know the piece of media that you're talking about, then that's kind of an easy way to just be like, oh, okay, back that up, and like that, we don't have to go into that.
It's a less risky kind of vulnerability.
Yeah, it is. It is.
Yeah,
because you don't have to put everything out there. You can say, "Hi, have you seen this movie?" And it's one of my favorites. And if they haven't seen it, then then you're like, you don't have to say why.
And they're in for a treat
when they do. And they're in for a treat. Or you can explain why, and then you can just go up based off of the vibe.
And I also just think that fandom creates a space where you can love something without being embarrassed by it. Because I think, I mean, it's been interesting to see in the last couple of years, we've had this kind of discussion about cringe, right? As trying to like eradicate the part of you that feels cringe, not the things that are cringe, which I think is great. But I'd say, I don't know, 10 years ago, 15 years ago, it was considered like unpopular, uncool to really care about something.
Yeah,
and
absolutely.
I don't know. We don't have time to like delve into why at this particular moment, but I think it's been really beautiful to like have this kind of cultural reset over the past few years where it's been cool to love things.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know if that's because the internet has become more accessible or we've just found different ways of talking and expressing how we care about things. But it is, I think, one of the ways that we are allowed to connect and also deepen the meaning of what we're consuming. Because we live in a hyper consumption age, right? So, and this is a way to make the time that we are spending consuming things matter a little more and a little differently to us.
Yeah.
Instead of just kind of being a passive observer, we become an integral and active part of the like making and the meaning of the thing that we love, which I think is really great. I don't know. It's been enjoyable to like experience this with K-pop Demon Hunters as like this is like a relatively new thing.
Yeah.
And to like, I don't know, that like fresh feeling of like this is something that's so exciting. I don't know.
It's been really, in the last like 2 months.
Sure.
It's a new thing.
As opposed to, the loves that we've had for
all
years.
Of the other things that we've talked about. Yeah. Ned, do we have anything else to say about K-pop Demon Hunters?
I am hopeful for a sequel. I think there's one that's it's been discussed. So, and I think with this kind of popularity, it's likely. So
they are putting it in theaters.
Yes, for a sing-along. So I don't know if we'll be attending, but excited for everybody else.
Yeah, I think we might be unavailable.
Yeah, and here's the thing. This is the last thing I'll say about it. Before you close this out, I am honestly thrilled that new and interesting pieces of media are getting such love. When we're living in an age where there are reboots, sequels, kind of an unwillingness to take a risk on an original idea. I love it when one really sings. I wish they all didn't have to get this popular to have people kind of invest in it and be willing to take risks. But that being said, I'm happy that it happened. I'm excited to see where this kind of like wave of interest and love for this particular film takes Sony, takes the animation world. I don't know. I think this really can only be good for it.
Yeah.
So
I'm really praying for a rebirth of animation. I am sick of reboots. I'm sick of people sort of treating animation as a less than art. And I really love animation, and I've always been drawn to animation. I'm always like, if I have the choice between an animated movie and a live action movie, I'm usually going to pick animation.
Yeah.
I just love that it can stretch the boundaries of reality and
still being something that's so familiar.
Exactly. Oh, God, I love animation. So I'm really hopeful for. I'm hopeful that this film is a hallmark of maybe that there's more to come.
Yes.
I hope so.
Ooh.
Yeah.
What a good thing to wish for.
I know.
Okay.
Gosh.
Before we like really close out, we have to ask the ending question we ask.
Yeah.
Is there a character in this movie that you'd like to take on a date?
Yeah. Here's the thing.
Polycule date.
It might have to be a polycule date.
Who are you
Here's
asking?
the thing. I'm gonna ask Genu, but he has to bring his cat and his bird.
I need clarifying. Clarification. Are you on a date with the cat as well? And the bird, or
the bird.
Okay, so you're on a date with all three of them.
Yes.
Okay. All three of them are equal dates. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. And tell me where do you go?
So we're gonna go to a really classy restaurant. And I'm gonna treat them all. And we're gonna have a great time.
I love that.
And then we're gonna go for a long walk in the park.
That sounds really nice.
And then I'm gonna take them on a rowboat or something.
Yeah.
Of the like.
Yeah.
And
like that one in Rome that had that little like temple in the middle.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
I think that sounds like a solid date idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay, and you?
I'm taking Mystery. I've got to.
Duh.
And I'm taking him to the dog park.
We forgot. There's a part where Mystery barks at one of the fans.
Yeah.
While they're doing a fan signing.
And it's so funny. And I just think here's the thing. I want to take him to the dog park or like take him to the zoo, in a way that I think like he would just really like the animals. So
he's
and
like,
I just
one of me?
Yes, as an idea that like, how they put those toddlers on a leash?
Yeah.
Yeah, I just imagine that he would need that, but I think that would be really fun. And then I'd take him for ice cream afterwards, and I think he'd have a really good time.
I think he would too.
Yeah.
Okay, well, thank you so much for joining us.
Should we talk about what we're going to talk about next time?
Have we decided what we're talking about next time?
I don't
think so.
I have a list here. Hold on.
Okay.
Should we take a quick gander? We can cut this out if we like have decided we don't know yet. Okay. Let's see. It's my list of karaoke songs. Unhelpful. Okay. So, we are going to be talking about my favorite television show of all time next week, Parks and Recreation. We're going to be talking about a very specific episode. This is season 5, the episode Ben and Leslie. So, if you are interested in watching in advance, you absolutely can. But yeah.
I will be watching it in advance so that I can talk about it,
I'm excited. He's seen a couple episodes of Parks and Rec.
Yeah, I was sick for like 3 days straight and laid on her couch and she put on Parks and Rec and I didn't have the energy to turn it off.
I left the house to go somewhere and I think for
7 hours
you just watched Parks
I just watched Parks and Rec.
That was basically what I did.
I had a good time.
Year, so I love that we have a shared experience.
I love that.
So yeah, I think that's it.
Yeah, I think that's it.
Till next time.
Till next time.
Do we have a sign out yet?
No.
Maybe we never come up with one. It's always different.
I think that's great.
Yeah.
Okay. Seal that whole moon.
Seal that one moon.
Turn it to gold.
Turn that one moon
Stay
gold.
gold, whole moon.
It's a prequel for our Outsiders episode coming at some point.
At some point.
Okay.
All right. Peace and love.
Bye.
Bye.